Here is a continuation of our previous tutorial on how to cut and sew a stylish Queen Anne neckline blouse with an asymmetric hemline. So if this is something you like, please go ahead to hit on the subscribe button. We stopped at the pattern drafting, so let's transfer our pattern to fabric. So at this point, I added ½ inch at the upper part. Do not add by the side. We've added the sewing allowance. Add ½ inch in front and ½ inch at the lower part of this pattern. So here I added ½ inch all the way around. So this is what I have here, and I'll go ahead to unpin my pattern. So I'll be using this to make the little loop for the back. Let's go ahead to open up our pattern. I'm going to be using my satin to turn the neckline of this dress. Now what I'll do is to go ahead to take my lace and I will place it on it. Then I'll be turning it. I'll also go ahead to place this other side on it, and I will be turning it to the other side also. What I'll do is I'll place my lace first and I'll place the fabric on it, and I'll also go ahead to repeat this at the other side of my pattern, right? Doing this, the right side of the lace should be facing the wrong part of your lining, so that by the time you turn it, you now have the right side underneath the front side of the lace. So I'll add a loop to the neckline. So after I was done sewing, this is what I have. I'll just go ahead and I will notch this right, and after notching it, I'll now go ahead to turn it to the right side. I'm done turning. What I will do is to go ahead to iron this out for it to sit very well. So after ironing, this is what I have. Let's go ahead to work on the fabric. Place my pattern on the fabric and notch where my yoke will start on the lace, right? And after notching that, I'll now place my lining on the lace. So for the lining that I'll use to turn this lace, I ironed a pepper stay on it, right? So what I'll do is I'll go ahead to place this on it and we'll be stitching. So you can go ahead to use like a gum, a liquid gum, to hold the lace to the satin so that it will not be moving when sewing, right? After arranging my lace, I'm going to place the yoke at that part I notched. That is where my yoke will start, and you're going to go ahead to pin this down. What you do is to place your lining on it this way. That is the right side of the lining facing the right side of the lace fabric, and I'm going to pin this. Now whatever I'm doing on this side, I'll be doing it on the other side of my lace. Push your yoke in and you're going to stitch at the side, at the upper part, and also at the side of your dress. So what I'm going to do is to go ahead to notch this so that it's going to relax very well, and I'll be turning it to the right side. So after you're done notching, you're going to flip this to the right side. Now I flipped it and I went ahead to iron out. So what I'll do now is to mark about 0.5 inches. So when I was stitching, you notice the side of the armhole, I left it open because we are going to attach a sleeve. So I'm going to stitch ½ inch here. Then this second one, I'll stitch 0.75. I'm making my lacing directly on the dress to help reduce time, right? And I'll mark another ½ inch at this part. So after I'm done marking that, I'll just go ahead and another boning channel at this part of my dress. Then I'll go over to my sewing machine and stitch this down. Now I'll now go ahead to join the front pattern. So for this pattern, I added ½ inch at the top, round it, and at the sides and the lower part I added ½ inch round here also, and also at the lower part, right? This is what I have. On the main fabric, I'm using a crepe. I'm actually making this for someone, and on the lining you're going to iron a pepper stay on it, or you can iron an stay also on it. So when you're working with your crepe fabric, you should go ahead to use like a cotton stay to iron on it. Sorry for the noise at the background of this video, so I'll just trim out the excess I have. Now the first part we'll be working on is on the lining part. So on the lining, that is where I'll be padding my dress. So I'll just go ahead and cut this out, and what I will now do is to go ahead to cut out my wording on it. So while cutting out the wording, I didn't add ½ inch round it. I purposely did that, and this is what I have here. I left that ½ inch right in front, and I'm going to also place the center part of this wording. So what I'll do now is I'll go ahead to add my hemming gum, and I'm going to iron it directly on it. After ironing, this is what I have. I'll just go ahead to join this with ½ inch, right? And then after stitching with ½ inch at this part, I'll also join the other side of my bustier. After I'm done joining, this is what I have. I've not even ironed it out. So what I'll do is to notch this, and I will be ironing this. I'll be ironing it open, but first I'll just notch out from the under bust area to the upper part a bit. So to iron this, you can iron it open this way, or you can go ahead to like use your stay to open it up and then iron it to relax. Those notched parts will now relax. So this is me placing my stay on it. Now go ahead to iron this out, right, to cover up this area, and make sure you spread it out and iron it for it to relax very well. And remember also, I am padding the lining of this dress because I'm working with a crepe, and I don't want to go ahead pad it on the crepe so that I won't have any form of line on my crepe fabric, right? So after ironing this part, this same way I'm ironing this, that is placing my tailor's arm underneath, I'll also go ahead to repeat it on the other side. So after I'm done ironing out, this is what I have. To make this bustier more structured, what I'll do is I'll place this boning and I'll stitch on it. That is, I'll iron open the joining and I'll stitch. So after I was done stitching, this is what I have. So for my main fabric, what I did was to cut out a stay, and I will be placing it on it. Now if you notice how I'm padding this, I am not placing my wording or the stay all the way to the point, to the end of the fabric. I'm leaving like ½ inch all around it. This is so that when you join your bustier, you will not be having any part that is too stiff towards the joining. So you can iron like 3 to 10 layers of stay and then join it. So after I was done ironing and joining, this is what I have. Now let's go ahead to join the yoke of this dress. So for the yoke, I added ½ inch round, and I'll open it up. Now for what we have on the pattern, it does not have like a lining. I'll be lining my own yoke. So what I'll do is I'll place this on it this way, and I will go ahead to stitch it with ½ inch just at the front part only. That is here with ½ inch only. So I'll just go ahead and I will notch this, right? So after notching this, I'll also notch the other side of my pattern. So what I'll do now is to go ahead to flip this and I'll iron. Please make sure you iron out very well at this point, and also repeat this at the other side of your yoke. So next, I'll be joining this with ½ inch, and I'll also join this part with ½ inch on this side of the dress. After joining with ½ inch, this is what I have, and the next step I'll take is to go ahead to place this lining on it, and I'll pin it down. You want to go ahead to secure it with your pin. Now you will not be stitching down at the armhole of this dress. All you just have to stitch is the neckline, the sides, and also the hemline of the dress. So you're going to pin this to hold the sides and the hemline of this dress. What I'll do now is to go ahead to mark ½ inch all the way to the side to the hemline of this dress. So this part that I'm marking with my marker is where you're going to be stitching all the way to the lower part. So if you want your hemline to have more asymmetric shape, you can go ahead to readjust it. I just want mine to be on the moderate side. I'll also go ahead to stitch with ½ inch on this side. Then at the neckline of this dress also, I'm going to stitch with ½ inch, right? So I'll go over to the sewing machine to stitch this down. So this is what I have after I'm done stitching. What I'll do is just to go ahead to notch it so that it's going to relax very well. I'm going to notch the neckline, then I will notch the side, notch the hemline also. After notching the hemline, I'll go ahead to notch the side of this dress also. Now the armhole area, we left it open. I'll be turning it from that part. So this is what I have after I was done stitching, and I'm going to join the back to the front and finish it up. I'll go ahead to place this way, then use the back neckline to wrap that of the front, or use the front to wrap the back. Close one and then open one, then use it to wrap the other side, and you stitch with 1/2 inch, and also repeat it at this other side of the dress. So after I'm done doing that, this is what I have. Right now I cut out a basic sleeve which I'll be attaching to this dress. Cut it out just to save time, and what I'll do is to go ahead to notch the center. So from that part now, I'll place the right side of this sleeve facing the right side of the dress. So I'll just go ahead to stitch this with 1/2 inch, and also stitch the other side with 1/2 inch. Then we are going to go ahead to shape out this dress. So those channels I created earlier at the back, what I'll do is to pass boning through it. So I'll just go ahead and I will also pass the boning on this other side. So I'll use one measurement to cut out all the boning that I will be using for the back. So when you're attaching your boning, please go ahead to like wrap the lower part to avoid it from poking you. So I'll just go ahead and I will pass my boning. After passing this, I'll also leave the center, right, because we made 3 stitches. The first one I'll pass boning, the second one is for the eyelets, and then the third one is where I'll pass another boning. Then I'll go ahead to pass boning at that one at the center of this dress. I'll pass boning through it, and this is what I have now. So for that part towards the eyelet area, I will pass another boning, but this time is the plastic boning. The first boning I passed through it was the sewable boning. This is more like using a double boning method, whereby you sew the sewable boning, then you now pass the plastic boning, but in this case I'm just passing the both of them together. So after going ahead to pass the boning, I'll go ahead to pass the second one. Please go ahead to wrap the boning with a paper, or you can burn off the edge to avoid it from poking you when you're putting it on. So this is what I have at this point, and after that I'll go ahead to wrap the lower part, right? So I cut out this strip of fabric. I'll wrap it over this way, and I will stitch it with 1/2 inch. After stitching it with 1/2 inch, I'll fold it over to the other side, and I will top stitch and give it a neat finishing. Right now I'll be doing this at both sides, and after that let's go ahead to shape our bustier. So this is what I have now, and the next step I'm going to take is to go ahead to pin this all down, which I've already done. And now let's mark our measurements. I'll place my tape, and I'll place the under bust measurement, which is 14, the waist, which is 19 inches. Place my tape at that 14 inches, which is the under bust, and I'll mark the bust point, which is 10 inches. So now let's shape this with the bustier method of shaping. Measure what I have from one nipple to another nipple. What I have is 7.7. Now my bust measurement 37. The bust I'm working with is 37. 37 divided by 2 will give me 18.5. Now this 18.5, I'll minus that 7.7 we have from it, and what I have left will be 10.5 inches. Now this 10.5, I'll divide it into 2. I'll place one part and mark here, then take it again and mark the remaining half at the other side of my bustier this way. So this is the method of shaping your bustier. So after doing that, from this part I'll place my tape and I'll measure. So what I have now is 18.5 inches, right, which is which is my bust circumference divided by 2. The bust I have is 37 divided by 2 is 18.5. I'll measure what I have from here to here, and what I have is 6.5. Under bust measurement I'm working with is 30 inches. If I divide that 30 inches into 2, it will give me 15.5. Remember what we got from this under bust side now is 6.5. Deduct 6.5 from 15 and I'll have 8.5. That 8.5, I'll share it into 2 equal parts on both sides. After marking, make sure you place your tape and cross check. Make sure that what you have there should be half of your under bust measurement. The under bust is 13 inches. If you divide it, it will give you 15. So here also I measured, and what I got was 5.7 inches. Now the waist measurement, I'm snatching it, so I'm using that same 30 inches that I used. So that 30 inches divided by 2 will give me 15 inches, right, for the waistline. Now, so I'll minus this 5.7 from that 15 inches. It will now give me 9.3. 9.3, I'll share it at both sides. So from here, from that my nipple to nipple point at the midpoint, I'll mark. Now at the lower part, I'll come down by 1 inch and then connect it all the way to the marks that I have already made on the dress. Then I'll go ahead to connect this all the way up. Now after I'm done connecting it, at the armhole, measure what you have round your armhole at this point. So what I have is about 18 inches. Round the armhole is 18, so you mark half of it, which is 8, and you connect it. So I just added 1 inch for my sleeve sewing allowance, which I'll be sewing out. So repeat what you have done to the other side to this part of your sleeve also. So now I'll go over to the sewing machine and I will stitch this. So after I was done stitching, this is the final look of this dress. If you find this video very interesting and educative, please kindly hit on the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks.